Hello, Vortex. So, something I was pondering when I was doing some grocery shopping. I live a really interesting life. And I have a lot of fun in my life. A lot of people are not having fun. And not just now. I think that if COVID proved anything, it proved how boring people are. And I know that this is something that I bring up a lot. But it seems like people only know how to have a good time in a really, really lame, structured way. And because of our mental illness, we're able to enjoy things in a very, very unconventional way. Mainly because conventionality just doesn't make sense to us, and we really don't want anything to do with it. Like, growing up, I always knew that I wasn't gonna, do the stuff that all the normal people do. The plebeian sheep. I knew that that just wasn't for me. And I think that there's a lot of resentment there. People that are plebeian sheep, and they do stuff because they think that they have to. They're told to do it, so they do it. Those people really resent people like us. Those that got their shots obediently, those that didn't question that narrative at all, they probably really, really resent people that didn't feel the need to do that. And I think that that's how people feel that have kids, and they're either married or they're in some really bad relationship. So they either have a terrible marriage, or they hate their baby daddy or their baby mama, and that's not just a black thing, by the way. Just seems like there are a lot of people out there that just are not satisfied with what they have and what they're doing and what they've been doing, and they just feel stuck. And they're afraid that if they take a risk and they get out of the shitty relationship or the shitty marriage, or they quit their job, or they do something that they've never done before. They're worried that they won't be satisfied with it, so it's better for them to just stick in a bad situation. Stick it out, hope for the best, right? I mean, I think that there's some virtue in that, a little bit. I stuck it out, didn't kill myself. And I work at this restaurant, and this is the third time I've worked for this restaurant. And something that I've noticed, sort of a running theme of this place, is that a lot of people, they come and go, but the crazy ones always come back. And it's not just because of the money, and it's not just because, you can show up in whatever state you want to show up in, and you still have a job. But I think it's because, you can just be a lunatic. You can be disheveled and screwed up. And there's no, like, requirement that you have to have all of your shit together. And I think that is the appeal to working in the restaurant industry versus working some corporate job or some desk job. And people, they don't understand that. Now, I would say that of all the people I work with, I'm probably, like, one of the only ones that's, like, actually doing something outside of my job that is, like, a creative endeavor, Like, I do stand-up, I do this YouTube thing. Montrell, the one who's fixing to do my TikTok, he dances. That's what he wants to do with his life. So that's his creative endeavor. But I feel like, yeah, he's the only one. Everybody else, they have kids that they have to take care of. And they mainly just get high and drunk. But I'm not saying that you're a bad person if you do that. But, like, there's no real virtue in that, Like, I try to live a virtuous life. And I try to make the most out of what I've got going on. And rather than fight what's going on, or deny what's going on, or project what's going on, I just accept it, as uncomfortable as it is. But because of that acceptance, I've been able to do a lot creatively. I mean, emotionally, I've been able to do a lot because I feel like elastic. Like, there's so many different ways that I can stretch myself that most people do not have the capacity to stretch themselves. They just don't. Hello, 5-0. Hello. Just didn't want to say hi to me. Rejected. It's okay. We'll get over it. So, anyway. Yeah, I do sign language at my job. So I read the sign language book. I read the Bible. I come up with jokes all the time. And I feel like that is virtuous. I think that if you have kids and you're in a good marriage and you and your spouse are working to raise healthy children, then that's awesome. And that's really, really a virtuous thing to do. But I would say that most people that have kids are not doing that. And most people that make money at their job, like, they might make a lot of money, or they might make, considerably more than I do. It's like they're still so lost, It's like they don't really have a purpose. And it shows because of how much they stare at their phone, okay? It shows by how much TV they watch and how much crap food they consume. And, I've been having this conversation with a lot of different people about fast food. And, this friend of mine, judge me all you want for being friends with gay people, but I'm not going to stop being friends with gay people because we're supposed to love our neighbor, and I'm not going to not love my neighbor all because she's gay, okay? Well, she has a wife who's an immigrant. And I was saying, yeah, immigrants, like, they're healthy when they get to America, and give them 6 months to a year and they'll blow the fuck up because they eat this shit food. And she can attest to that. Because she said that when she met her wife, she was super skinny, and now she's fat. So I think that there's no encouragement here in America to live in a virtuous way, and the whole, like, rugged individualist Ayn Rand kind of mentality, I mean, I don't really see people doing that in like a positive way. I feel like that's more of a libertine thing. Because I'd like to think that you could be virtuous by being artistic and healthy and inspiring other people to chase their passion. But it's like, people don't really have passion in America. And by passion, I don't mean, you know, like lusting after somebody. Like, that's not what I mean. I'm passionate about information, okay? I'm passionate about learning. I'm passionate about growing, evolving, and expanding my relationship with my creator. I'm really, really passionate about that. And I think that that's positive. But there are many people that they would look at me and be like, well, you don't have kids and you just work at a restaurant and you're in your 30s, you should just kill yourself. You know, you're not doing anything. Because they've been trained to believe that success or, you know, making it in the world or doing something in the world means that you have to, like, procreate and live this boring ass mediocre life. And I'm sorry, but no. I would rip all of my hair out, okay? So what you're asking is for me to just deny why I was created. Every single time that I get up on stage and I perform, every time that I watch my YouTube videos, I'm like, holy shit, Amy, like, you really have a gift for just being able to explain things in a way that nobody else can. You have a gift for being able to express yourself very authentically in a way that makes boring people very, very jealous. And I think that we need to stop pressuring people to do anything in a specific way, because everybody's different. And I know that we're all the same in certain regards, but there's a reason why we all have different DNA. And I think that it's wrong and it's almost sinful to expect other people to be like us, think like us, do as we do, you know? Because I have latent inhibition, which means I can't just filter out information that I don't want to receive. But most people can, you know? And it's wrong for me to expect them to read. You know, it's wrong for me to expect them to legitimately care about their salvation and things like that, because they're not of the Spirit, you know? Like, it's wrong for me to have expectations I have of myself. It's wrong for me to, like, project that onto other people, okay? And I just see a lot of that, and it's wrong. So I'm going to work on that myself, okay? All the stuff that I bitch about. I try to be mindful of the fact that I could be just another version of that shit. So my apologies if I am. Because I legit am trying to be better. And I know I swear a lot, but I think that swearing is important when it comes to reaching certain people, because if I can speak in a language that they understand, which is very similar to a Tarantino script, if I can do that and reach people and get through to them, be it swear words, I mean, I'll fucking do it. And I can definitely clean up my language around certain people. You know, my priest keeps getting on to me about it. I mean, I don't swear around children. I don't swear around the elderly. I don't swear around church people. I mean, I can tell, though, if they're a little bit more unconventional, so they don't care, you know. I'm not going to, like, worry about it too much around certain people. But I know that there are certain things that offend everybody, you know, just like I won't say the N-word around black liberals. Black conservatives don't care, but it's like, just, you know, being mindful of other people's sensitivities. I think there's a huge difference between being mindful and then censoring yourself and not saying what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can always figure out a way to say things that's not going to be super offensive and like piss people off. But I've definitely managed to piss people off without even trying. I've definitely managed to get people's feathers all ruffled, and I mean, I wasn't aiming for that. And I'll tell them, look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that, and they'll still just act like I raped somebody, you know? So, but I am very, like, nonchalant in the way that I talk about things, but I feel like there's a gift with that, you know? Like, so many people, because of the self-censorship, they just, like, have to doll up everything they say, and, you know, it's all compartmentalized. But, I mean, I'm not like that, you know? What did I say? No latent inhibition. So if I don't have that regards to my thoughts and, you know, ideas that come to me, that's why I'm so creative, then I'm not going to have that in the ways that I talk. And fuck you for expecting me to be like you, motherfucker, you boring ass piece of shit. Anyway, I get annoyed. I get annoyed because it's like, yeah, people just expect you to be the same. Just like when people are like, oh, well, use your smartphone. I'm like, what smartphone, bitch? What smartphone? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know? But they just expect everybody to do it the same way that everybody else is doing it. Which is why, you know, when people don't understand, like, well, why would they expect everybody to take this jab? Why do they push this on us? I don't know. Maybe because they push it in all these other ways and you motherfuckers just go along with it. Like, oh, we're supposed to get married and have kids and blah, 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 blah. Now we shop at Walmart and eat until we throw up. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like, they're not looking at the bigger picture. They're just looking at the tiny dots, you know? And that's so annoying. But that's why we're here, folks. That's why we're here. We're going to connect all those dots for you, and we're going to show you that you do not have to do anything that you don't want to do, okay? If you don't want to be a plebeian sheep, you don't have to be a plebeian sheep. You don't want to be boring. You don't want to, like, settle down. Don't settle down. Fuck that. You know, I will never settle down as long as I fucking live, dude. I'm 37 years old, going on 800,000, and, like, it's just so annoying that people expect that. But they expect that because of their social programming, because they've been inculcated in this culture of do this, then you do this, then you do this, and then you do this, and this. How boring are you to just go along? And then you complain about how miserable you are, and then you take some fucking antidepressant, you're dead within 3 weeks or some shit. You know? This is what I'm talking about. The more people take shit advice, the shittier they're gonna feel. And so that's the thing. I'm never gonna take that advice. Don't worry about me, okay? Don't worry. Nobody's calling me. I just wanted to prove my point here that, you know, when people see the flip phone, they're like, yeah, you don't have to get a smartphone. You don't. You chose to get a smartphone because you're not conscious of the fact that you can make decisions that don't go along with society. Just because you're ostracized, society is stupid. Did you know that? Society is so stupid. And they're so self-destructive. So, if you don't go along with them, you're probably better. You're probably superior mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I could be a monk, dude. I mean, seriously. I mean, monks, they have to give up the world. They have to turn their back on it in order to enhance their spiritual life. I mean, I think that there's ways to do that without joining a monastery. You know, not having a smartphone is one of those ways, folks. I don't know why I keep using that word. Folks. 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 Sorry. But anyway, I think I'm gonna make me some dinner for myself. crazy is that people try to threaten you with this whole like, oh, well, aren't you lonely, or don't you're gonna be alone for the rest. Good. That's what I want. That's what I don't want somebody there, dude. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Anytime I'm with my friends, I can't wait to leave. Okay? And I love my friends. And there are times when I'm talking to them on the phone, I'm like, when is this conversation going to be over? You know? You don't know. Because you don't enjoy time with yourself. Okay? Like, it's excruciating being around people for too long, dude. Like, I just want to crawl out of my skin. And so, telling me, oh, well, you need to do this, because I've been conditioned to believe that you need to do this, and blah, 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 die alone, blah, 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 soulmate, blah, 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 love of my life, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think you're lying to yourself, dude. You're lying to yourself. I want people to have that. I really do. I want people to, like, have that, you know, cookie cutter life. So ideal. Right? I used to fantasize about that. But then I would fall in love with somebody and I'd be in that relationship and I'd be like, dude, why am I doing this shit? I would much rather be with me. And that's not some self-love bullshit, okay? That's some schizophrenic non-bullshit, okay? Like, people that are legit happy just being alone, we've got it made, dude. Like, I can literally just make stuff. I can make stuff, and I can do that for the rest of my life and be satisfied by the stuff that I make. Whereas all these people that they think that they have to do it a certain way, they're mass consumers. They don't contribute shit. It's like they have these kids, and they're just polluting the planet with kids that they don't even raise, dude. They don't even raise them, and they don't even want them. They want to pretend that they want them. But, I mean, I see them all the time. They come into my restaurant and their parents are just glued to their phones. It's so sad. So don't tell me that this is a positive world to... Oh, like... No, you're fucking wrong, dude. You're wrong. I don't know why I'm ranting right now. Like, I just wanted this to be a pleasant video. When is it ever a pleasant video? You always just start yelling about something. Yeah, well, I feel like I'm on defense a lot of the time. I'm on offense because I'm on defense. So I go back and forth between offense and defense because, like, it's like I'm just constantly fighting the world, you know? Like, the world is always, like, demanding things. And if you're just like, nope, you have no authority over me, they don't know what to do because they go along with that authority. Whatever they're told, they go along with it. That's fucking stupid. That's why you're such a miserable sack of shit, dude. Like, I'm not talking to the people that are happily married, that have kids, that, you know, they're taking good care of them. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people that just do what they're told, and then they wonder, like, why it's not working out. Because you're not conscious. You're not conscious of the fact that you could have it so much better if you were just mindful of your relationship with yourself, your relationship with God, your relationship with, you know, all the bad parts of yourself. If you're not willing to look at the bad parts of yourself, you're not going to be able to see the good parts of yourself, and you're not going to be able to chase those good parts of yourself, you know? Well, I chased the bad part of myself, and I almost died doing it, but it was fucking worth it, man. And I'm really grateful for that shit now because I went through a lot of crap. I put myself through that crap, but I went through it. God's grace saved the day over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? But see, I recognize that. And because I recognize that, now I'm doing stand-up about my relationship with God. And so I feel like this was all for him, man. This was all for him. He knew that I was going to be a stand-up comedian, that I'd eventually talk him up. He knew that. So, that trickster, right? That trickster. So, I just think about that a lot.
Like how like I lived a really screwed up life, but I was able to assess a lot of things. I was able to understand myself. And because of that, because I like went out of my way to have that understanding, to develop that, you know, sense of comfort with myself. Like I used to be so insecure, and I got to know myself, and I got over that insecurity by just accepting the fact that I was bad. Accepting the fact that, you know, I did a lot of things that were very shameful. And because of that, I was able to grow, and now I'm here. And I took a lot of risks. Let's just say that. I took a lot of risks. But I mean, I'm just so grateful for that now, because I can talk about it. I can talk about all these things that shaped me and my relationship with God. And now I'm gold, baby. I'm gold. Nothing can get me down. Nothing can tear me away from my Creator. And I don't think that a lot of people that call themselves Christian, like, they don't have the luxury of knowing that. Knowing, like, and understanding God's grace. Knowing and understanding salvation. And why that crucifixion was so important. And I have such a deep-seated understanding of that it just makes me so emotional. But I write all these jokes. Lead people to believe that I'm some sort of comic genius. You don't have to believe that. It's always going to be true.